making an analogy, analogy comparison between public cloud, private cloud, and also hybrid cloud. Here, we can consider public cloud just like an apartment, an apartment that we rent, or consider it as an office that we rent. Okay, in short, we are able to use our apartment, stay in our apartment, or use our office, our public office, as long as we pay for it. All right. And for the whole department, for the whole apartment, all right, the building, the whole building, all right, and the maintenance aspect, for example, the roof of the apartment, all right, the management aspect, all right, the lift, the gym or whatever public facilities in this building, all right, that will all be managed by a specific management. All right, you don't have to care about it. All you do is use whatever available in that apartment or in that office that you rent. Okay, the rest of the maintenance related to that apartment or the office, it will be handled by a third party or the building management. All right, that's the idea of public cloud. In short, you will use the apartment or use the office as long as you are paying it. All right, in short, you pay when you want to use the office. All right, you don't pay when you do not need the office or that apartment. Okay, but of course, for you to use it, okay, you have to, go for the subscription, or you need to pay the monthly rent. And then for the for the private cloud, it's like a personal house. All right, a personal house, whereby this house is only used by the house owner. No other people, okay, is allowed to enter the house without the owner's permission. Okay, and I mean, the disadvantage part is that for this whole house, the owner has to ensure that it is secure. All right, by for example, hiring, or installing the security gate, hiring the security guard. All right, and the owner has to has to take care of the future house maintenance. And of course, this house will belongs to you. All right, it means that if this house belongs to you, it means that you have to pay for the whole house, right? If you own that whole house, then you have to pay for the whole house. So you have a massive upfront cost. All right, to possess this house ownership, right? And then here, what is meant by hybrid? Actually, in this analogy example, we are looking at it from an individual perspective or from an employee perspective. All right, so we have our own personal house. Okay, our own personal house. Okay, we in our house, we will store our sensitive data. Okay, for example, our bank check or our bank passbook. Okay, and all our maybe expensive jewelries or whatsoever important or personal asset, you will store it, and it will be kept in your house private to you, right? And then we as an employee, we have to go to work. Okay, we go to work in an office. Okay, and then in our office, in this office that we work in, it belongs to all the employees who work in that office. It does not belong to us alone, but our house belongs to us alone, right? But for the office, it is not. It's being used by the employee of that organization. All right, and for the data that, we can store the data in our office computer, in our office, maybe our office computer or server. All right, and of course, we may also store our data. If our office has the cloud storage, we will store our office data in the cloud too. All right, so this is about owning an apartment. Owning a house versus using an office which is public in some way. All right, and we compare to we make an analogy comparison from an organization or from a company perspective. It is something like this. All right, we may have a hybrid cloud if we have our on-premise data center, and at the same time we have our public cloud. All right. Example, in our on-premise data center, we may have our, for example, data server, okay, database server, web app server. Okay, we have our mainframe or whatsoever. Okay, we have also our firewalls and so on. All right, all the transaction being done in the office will be kept in the data in the database server. All right, and the network being established in our office building in connection to our data center, it will be private cloud, under the private cloud. All right, it connect our local server with our local computer, all right, with our firewalls and so on. This will be our on-premise data center. And then for our on-premise data center, we may also need to have access resources outside of our data center. For example, you may need to have access to LLM offered by OpenAI, for example, ChatGPT or Gemini or Claude, Open Cloud services. Okay. In order to perform various type of data analysis for us, right? So actually, we may want to host or house our web app in, for example, Amazon AWS cloud. All right, so that our customer can have 24 hours, okay, 7 days access to our web service, okay, or the SaaS that we offer to our customers, for example, e-commerce website, or for example, any types of web app that we offer, right? Yeah. So this the scenario of a hybrid cloud in an organization. We have our on-premise data center, and we also have some direct link or connectivity to our public cloud. Okay, should you think that public cloud is required in your business operations? All right, and usually we are connecting our online data center, on-premise data center data to the cloud. All right, actually most of the time, because we want to allow our management and also our customer to have real-time access to our application, or our management to monitor the real-time business performance data using, for example, using dashboards. All right. Yeah. And actually, we also can have a hybrid cloud dashboard whereby we can monitor, okay, our internal organization, our on-premise business operating system. How does our on-premise system working, and at the same time, how does our business transaction with our customer, with a supplier, okay, work. Okay, and we can combine this kind of internal data and external data, okay, and then share it in our so-called hybrid cloud database.